In a warm, cozy little house, where the sunbeams danced on the floorboards, lived a sweet girl named Emma. She had bright, curious eyes and a heart full of love. Her favorite person in the whole wide world was her brand new baby brother, Tommy. Tommy was small and cuddly, with cheeks as soft as cotton balls and a smile that could melt anyone's heart. One sunny afternoon, a delicious smell wafted from the kitchen. Emma followed her nose and found her mom standing by the counter, mashing up some yummy, bright orange carrots. Whir, whir, went the blender, turning the carrots into a smooth, creamy puree perfect for a tiny baby. Emma stood on her tiptoes, her chin resting on the countertop, watching every move her mom made. The puree looked so colorful and yummy. "What are you making, Mommy?" Emma asked, her voice full of curiosity. Her mom smiled, turning to look at her. "I'm making Tommy's lunch, sweetie. It's his favorite mashed carrots." She scooped the puree into a little bowl with a tiny spoon. Just then, they heard a happy little gurgle from the living room. It was Tommy, waking up from his nap, ready for his meal. Mom washed her hands and went to get him. Returning a moment later was Tommy settled cozily in her arms. She gently placed him in his special high chair, strapping him in safely. Tommy kicked his little feet with excitement, making soft cooing sounds. He knew it was lunchtime. Mom sat down in front of him, the bowl of carrot puree in her hand. "All right, my little man," she said softly. "Time for some yummy food." Emma watched as her mom took a tiny spoonful of the orange puree and brought it to Tommy's mouth. Tommy opened his mouth wide like a little bird and happily ate the spoonful. He wiggled his toes and made a happy sound. Emma's heart filled with warmth watching them. She loved her mommy, and she loved Tommy so much. She wanted to be a part of this special moment too. She stepped a little closer, her eyes wide with hope. "Mommy," she asked quietly, "can I help? I want to feed Tommy too. I promise I'll be super gentle." Mom looked at Emma's eager face and saw the love shining in her eyes. She smiled a big, warm smile. "Of course, you can help, my sweet girl. I think Tommy would love that. Come, sit here next to me." Mom pulled up a small chair for Emma right beside the high chair. Then, she handed Emma a special little spoon. It was small and plastic, with soft, rounded edges, just perfect for a little helper. Emma held the spoon carefully in her hand. It felt very important. "Okay," Mom said, guiding Emma's hand. "Just take a very small scoop, like this. Not too much." Emma carefully dipped the spoon into the bowl, getting just a little bit of the bright orange puree on the tip. Her hand was a little shaky, but she was very focused. She looked at Tommy, who was watching her with his big blue eyes. "Here comes the airplane, Tommy," Emma whispered, just like she'd heard her mom say. She slowly and gently brought the spoon towards Tommy's mouth. "Open wide." Tommy, seeming to understand his big sister, opened his tiny mouth. Emma carefully guided the spoon in. He happily gobbled up the carrots, smacking his lips with delight. A huge grin spread across Emma's face. She did it. She was helping. "He likes it. He likes it." Emma giggled with excitement. "You're a natural, sweetie," Mom said, her voice full of pride. Emma scooped up another little spoonful. This time, as she brought it to Tommy's mouth, He got so excited that he wiggled and turned his head. Splat! A little bit of the orange puree landed right on his chubby cheek. Emma gasped for a second, then broke into a fit of giggles. Tommy looked so funny with a dot of orange on his face. Tommy, hearing his sister laugh, started giggling too. It was a sweet, bubbly baby laugh that filled the entire room with joy. "Oh, you silly little goose," Mom laughed, handing Emma a soft, clean cloth. "Looks like he needs a little cleanup." Emma took the cloth and gently, so very gently, wiped the carrot puree off Tommy's cheek. His skin was so soft. Tommy cooed and leaned into his sister's touch. Emma felt a rush of love for her little brother. He was so precious. They continued their teamwork. Mom would get a scoop ready, and sometimes she would feed him, and sometimes she would let Emma have a turn. Emma became more and more confident with each spoonful. She learned to wait for Tommy to be ready and to be patient if he got distracted by a sunbeam or a funny noise. Once, Tommy sneezed a tiny baby sneeze, and a little spray of carrot landed on Emma's nose. This time, it was Mom who laughed out loud. "Looks like you got a carrot freckle," she said. Emma just giggled and wiped her nose, not minding at all. Feeding her brother was the most fun she'd had all day. She loved seeing his happy reactions. Sometimes he would kick his feet. Sometimes he would wave his little hands. And every time he finished a bite, he would give them a big, gummy smile. The whole room felt like it was wrapped in a warm, cozy blanket of love. The soft light from the window made everything glow, and the only sounds were Tommy's happy noises, Emma's soft giggles, and Mom's gentle encouragement. Soon, the little bowl was empty. Tommy's tummy was full and round. He leaned back in his high chair with a contented sigh, his eyelids starting to feel a little heavy. He was a happy, well-fed baby. "You did such a wonderful job, Emma," Mom said, stroking Emma's hair. "You are the best big sister and the best helper a mommy could ask for." Emma's heart swelled with pride. She looked at Tommy, now sleepy and content, and felt so happy she could burst. She unbuckled herself from her little chair, went over to the high chair, and leaned in to give Tommy a very gentle hug, being careful not to squish him. She rested her cheek against his for just a moment. "I love you, Tommy," she whispered. Tommy made a soft, sleepy coo in response. Mom watched her two children, her heart overflowing with love. She smiled, a proud and happy tear glistening in her eye. This was what family was all about. Helping each other, being kind, and sharing moments of pure, simple joy. The kitchen was a little messy, with carrot puree on a high chair, a cloth, and even a little nose, but the love in that room was perfectly clean and shining brighter than the sun. Emma had learned that the best games weren't always with toys, but with the people you love. Thank you so much for watching our story today. We hope it filled your heart with warmth and joy. If you liked watching Emma and Tommy, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming family adventures. See you next time. Bye bye.